Hello guys, and welcome back to the Sino-Soviet Union playthrough. This is going to be the final episode of the series, guys. I'm not going to spoil anything or give any hints, but watch through to the end to see what we accomplish, see why it ends, and I'll give you one more quick talk at the end of the episode. Enjoy the video, guys. About 70 days or something until I get the T95, and then I can stop making T94s, even though I've only made like 10 T94s so far. The T95s are only from 2007. That's only a 2-year difference. But I only use the best of the best. Unless there's reason to not use the best. Why is the US only building land and air? They're building another land, no, 2 more lands and another air. Why are they only building land and air? I'm not complaining, you know, the less naval they have, the better. Why are they only building land and air? The fact that you have this trench here is just annoying.
Hey, leave it alone. It's fine. It's fine.
It's like everyone who's stationed here just lost a bet, you know? There's a giant wall of emplacements, and this one wall was just placed like 16 or like 10 miles back or some shit, right? And then the government was just put a trench forward, and alright, here's where we're sending all the soldiers that we don't like. This is where all the soldiers we don't like go. They go here because they're gonna die in the trenches, while all the soldiers we do like are currently on the emplacements, enjoying a cup of tea in their fucking pillbox. At first you were like, no, I'm gonna be cost efficient. Now it's like, no, I'm just gonna build emplacements. I'm waiting for that second wall at this rate. I'm waiting for a second wall. I'm ready to see it. Even if it's just an entire row of trenches. And I'm going to complain about how the second wall has 1 emplacement, whereas the first wall has 1 trench. It's so annoying if that was the case. Are you building an emplacement on a railroad? Does that work?
No, that railroad has been scrapped.
But can you place an emplacement on a railroad?
I'm scrapping my railroad.
You can! An emplacement can be made on a railroad. That's awesome. I didn't realize you could do that. The developer himself said it had to be undeveloped land.
So if that's the case, I'll just put it right through this thing.
If that's the case, then you could just rebuild that railroad you just scrapped.
Yup.
Okay, well that's not exactly where it was, but that's fine. We're not trying to look pretty here. We're way beyond the desire to look pretty. We just tore down a railroad. We started construction of another one. Probably going to tear that down. Start construction of another one. Everyone's going to be so fucking confused. They're not going to know how to get to work in the morning. It's like, goddamn government tearing down my bridge, setting up 2 new ones, and then tearing one of those down. Right when I think I figured out how to get to work. Right when I think I figured it out. What are we even paying these people for? God. Bet they had to tear it down because it was made in China. Yeah. Going full gun emplacements, no air defense back there.
I mean, I could scrap one of my fortifications and put a air defense.
I mean, that's up to you. I'm surprised it doesn't follow the trend you were doing when you were setting things up.
I figured I didn't really need it. Wait, what? What the?
The railroad?
It didn't want to go up.
What are you doing? Goddamn government! Why is there another bridge? I'm gonna run for government, and I'm gonna fix this shit. Where was that bridge even supposed to go? Huh, government? You wanna talk about a highway to nowhere? Let me show you the railroad bridge to nowhere. Compliments of China.
But this is one scary line.
Yeah, it's scary. It's made in China. It'll probably fall over in a second.
Very funny.
Oh, wow, that's confusing. I've read the T-15 Armada, and I'm like, what? This is an infantry vehicle? The Armada is supposed to be the, quote-unquote, as Russia claims, the most advanced tank in the world. The Armada is the most advanced tank in the world. The T-14 armada. The first thing I'm going to do next is attack Jordan and see if Italy gets provoked. If Italy gets provoked, no one else will directly help Italy. It should be good. And then...
Oh, great. You're going after Jordan. I'm going after Belize.
I mean, if you attack Belize and Denmark gets involved, I'll take Denmark. I don't really care. What's gonna happen? Is the U.S. gonna come over here? I'd like to see them try.
I was trying to see if I could put a trench in the river tile.
It's a trench. Why would you be able to put a trench in a river?
Because it's the hole in the ground.
Which would fill up with river. Bulgaria and Albania are now going the path of running out of money. Afghanistan's gone back down that path, slowly but surely. One of the only, countries on this side of the world that, or the only two, that actually have good credit ratings right now is, Libya and Algeria. Libya just doesn't have any money at all. Algeria actually is maintaining their money pretty well. So these African countries that literally just don't have any real military strength are the ones that are maintaining their finances the best. Ooh, look at that Arleigh Burke. It's loaded with missiles. 2 weeks in game and then I will have the T-95 schematics done. And I can stop making the T-94s. There's only going to be 14 T-94s before I move on to the T-95. Great. It looks like my AI has all the fucking arty he wants. He went ahead and made 1,026 of my most modern arty before deciding he had enough. He's now working on modernizing my air defenses to the Triumphs. This neat long-range anti-air that I have. It can actually hit things pretty decently comparatively that are high up in the sky too, which is still a big weakness for many nations. And let's go.
Italy has declared war on you. Watch that happen.
I'll take that as a blessing. Immediately freezing up here. World market down to indifferent. Treaty integrity 59.9. My treaty integrity didn't take nearly as much a hit from this as it did from certain other things. I'm taking over 2 for 1 here because I'm getting Jordanian Palestine as well as Jordan.
We took their capital.
My troops are taking an interesting route. I put them on the east border, and they're choosing to go around into Syria and then south into Jordan. So I did not expect that.
You could just take their initiative away and then routed them into it.
Well, either way, my troops are on the way. Just taking a different route than I expected.
Once riding into the desert, you can just reroute in there.
I did. I would have to micro every fucking tile to make them go the way I wanted. I guess they just wanted to go away with better supply, and Syria had better supply. I took all of yeah, Jordanian Palestine is dead.
It's interesting how they didn't do anything to you.
Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they now have 100% justification. They could declare war anytime they wanted.
Yeah, once this war's over, they probably won't attack you.
Well, then I get a free Jordan, and I know that I'm probably safe to just attack someone directly after this. Someone in Europe directly, and probably I won't suffer any consequences.
Are you gonna go for the big boy Denmark next?
I'd probably go for Norway unless Denmark declares on you, which, judging by how this is going, it's not very likely.
Yeah, they're done. You're already at their capital. Unless they decide to move it to Adafila.
The one town they would have remaining.
Yup.
I'm sure they're eager to do that. I actually already just told someone to go attack the place.
We took their capital.
Capital taken.
It's taken over.
Yep.
So it's over.
GG. That's everything.
You know they would have moved it just because.
Annexed. Well, Jordan's now mine. Look at that. That looks so much nicer. Oh, and now I have direct access to Egypt's sea pier over here. And I can just literally run from east to west without having to go around anymore. Looks so much nicer. Why did the Ottoman Okay, no, wait, let me try that again. Why did Turkey start sending so many troops down here? They were going to invade the whole place for me. Look at this. They're sending, like, their entire offensive force down here. They were going to invade the whole place for me.
Well, you know that you have allies when you poke the hornet's nest.
I know that. I saw that when I went after the UK. The Ottomans are driving here, realizing the war is over, and then sailing back.
Restate that sentence, but with a different country.
Why do I keep calling them Ottomans? It's like
Turkish
they're, like,
soldiers.
this is still the Ottoman flag, is it not? Like, Ottoman flag. Yeah, this...
I don't remember.
Turkey kept the Ottoman flag. Caught another spy from Belgium. My god.
They're coming for you slowly but surely.
With what? Recon spies that keep getting caught? They're handing me war justification towards them. I have 88% towards Belgium right now. If I had a land border, I don't even care about this massive horde of shit here. So much of this is Nigerian. I would just declare war if I had a land border.
Wait. Guess what time it is?
Wartime! Oh, and there's the war. I support this war declaration. Belize becomes China. That infantry guy was at the other town originally. When the fuck did he move back here?
I don't know, but 3 of the 4 towns surrendered.
They had no garrisons or anything. They're running away. They're trying to run away out of the city. That's just how you die, buddy. That's how you die. And it's over.
Oh, what's this? The U.S. is trying to come into the war? I wish you would invade my waters, U.S.
Do you? Do you actually wish that they would? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you want that. Any direct fighting between you will just generate more casus belli for them. And they will probably attack you. And you don't know if that wall will hold. That's why you gotta double layer it. Oh, there goes Belize.
Nah, I think it has to be triple layered or quad layered.
Oh, yeah. Do it. Do it. I dare you.
Or I have to create the infinity fabric wall.
Well, I don't know what that is, but do it. This is literally already the Maginot Line on crack. That's already what this is. Like, the Maginot Line couldn't even dream of looking this good. Look east of Belize. Fucking troops from Somaliland inbound.
Oh, free kills?
Yeah.
Here, let me get one of my some of my ships in the area.
Oh boy, it's time for kills. Oh, there goes one thing. Ooh, look at that submarine of yours. It's from the UK. Did you capture this?
I think so.
It's a UK submarine from '79, nuclear powered. You got a modern UK submarine? Where the fuck did you get this? Yugoslavia and Korea just made an alliance. Hello? They just did they just take our side, kind of? I mean, unless they switch fucking spheres, we'll never get an alliance with them. But they just allied with someone on our side.
And why is your colony building another research center?
Which one?
Japan.
They're not just building one, they're building 3.
Well, I only saw the one in the northern island.
I don't know. I am probably going to have to annex them, though. They've gone completely in the red already. I bailed them out, but they're not self-sustaining at all right now. I would gladly take their population of 126 plus mil. Fuck it. I might as well just do that.
You killed your colony.
They're not researching, they're out of money, I don't have the money to keep them going. they'd be better off serving me. And so what if I take a little bit of an integrity hit or people don't like me for it? Hopefully someone attacks me. I dare them.
France has declared war on you.
Go ahead.
No, all of Europe declares war.
Go ahead. That just means I get to kill them for free.
The United
take
States declares war on you.
Yeah, what the fuck are they gonna do? Burn themselves out completely? I'm not retarded.
Canada,
They are.
The entirety of NATO declares war on you.
Fucking go right ahead. They're not gonna accomplish shit. So many Japanese people. Like, Russians are a minority in my empire right now. There you go. I'm literally tearing down every single research center they had. My world market opinion didn't actually change levels from that. Lost some treaty integrity. It's fine. I got their military. I have some of their Black Hawks they had. All their old units that are kind of shit. But I now own Japan. Let's start by getting rid of this fucking road that goes out to nowhere. I don't need any highways to nowheres in my country. Alright, made in Russia, quality guaranteed. None of this fucking made in China bullshit where they got 3 bridges. Sorry, like 4 or 5 attempted bridges, and the first one was built, they don't want it anymore, they make a new one.
Hey, that was creating perfection.
That's not what the commuter on his way to work said. Oh, Tunisia had a government upheaval. It's now fully red. I didn't hear anything, like any noises to indicate that that happened. Are we getting a free Tunisia? Yep, free Tunisia right there. Awesome. One less blue. One more ally. And this one was a big one, kind of. It's an African country that has almost no people and almost nothing. But this was a big one in Africa. Look at that. So we got Libya, Algeria, Tunisia all flipped to our side. The entire southern Mediterranean, aside from Morocco, is ours. Just like that.
I accidentally prematurely hit pause, so I want to turn off all my fabs I got from that.
Yeah.
But
Well, there goes India. They're now part of China. This is what real life China wishes would happen.
I was just going to try to say my inflation took
Oh yeah, mine too.
it.
Mine
I'm
is
just saying-
slowly going down.
Mine actually didn't take as much of a hit as I thought. It was only 0.9.
Mine was already pretty low, and I did expect this to make it lower, but it's fine.
Because mine was either 4.6 or 4.9, and it's 3.8 right now.
Mine is 0.6.
Or 3.9, I mean.
Your population is probably disgusting. Yeah, man, you're closing in on 2 bill. 2 bill. I have basically kind of caught up to the US. I mean, they're at 655 almost. I'm almost at 652.
I can get rid
Although
of all this.
they still have more natural growth than I have, despite being in their little problems. At least I'm not deflating yet. Soon I can begin research of a new capital ship. One that's going to be even better than my Kirovs. And it's a big leap from like from 74 to 2014. However, these are not nuclear. These are not nuclear. But they have a range of 34.6 thousand. They don't even need to be nuclear. You can go around the world like several times with that kind of distance. Twice. Go around the world twice with that distance. And I don't need uranium to make them.
Yeah, but look at the Nimitz that the US has.
That's a carrier.
Wait, were you talking capital ships specifically?
Yes.
I don't know, for some reason I thought you were talking about carriers.
No. Dude, I'm literally, to this day, despite getting better carriers, pumping out the Beijing. Because by the time I get the new carriers and then I look back at the Beijing, it's just like, it's so cheap. And it can carry 4 groups. It's like, why would I bother making others currently? Eventually I'll get one that'll replace it, but for now it's just like, it's just so cheap that I can afford to make dozens, have them all blown up, Anyway, at this point, it would be barely different to losing a Kirov.
That's kind of like me with my ships, the Savetsky, Soyuz. I'm just pumping a ton of them out right now.
Yeah, those are old. Those are what I used before I had the Kirov. I've been pumping out Kirovs non-stop along with some other things. It looks like my queue includes a lot more of other things, but once I get these new cap ships, I'm going to start making those to replace the Kirov.
My problem is I'm still working on tech to allow me to get better Navy because, let's face it, China didn't really have much of a Navy before the 80s.
Those Savitskys are going to help you. I mean, they still hold up. They still hold up, those Savitskys.
Come on, US, I dare you. Press that button. Go to war. I dare you.
What are you going to do if they do it? What are you going to do if they actually do it?
You don't have the guts now that I got this wall.
What are you going to do if they actually do it? This is a single layer wall, buddy. If they break in at the right spot, they could just ignore the rest of the wall.
If they actually declare war, I'm just going to start laughing. I'm not going to be able to continue.
Yeah.
Okay, how is the US skyrocketing their unit numbers when they should have been capped out?
Every time that you run out of people in the reserves, the next day you will have more reserves available. When you're out of units and you need more, then the next day you will recruit more. It's one guaranteed way of getting more available manpower.
I just always thought there would have been a hard cap based on your
There are hard caps.
Your
and
land
soft
size.
caps. Your land size, no. But your population size, yes. As you go up and up and up in your military manpower, especially active, you start to hurt your economy. Past that, you can only really go to a certain point of your population, really. But you would never really see it go exceedingly high or anything. Simply, like, compared to the total population, just because you'd be looking at, like, so much of an economic downturn. This army staff size for their population, it's not even that bad. This is less than 1%. This is smaller than our overall military in real life. We have more people in service, percentage-wise, than the US has deployed right now, with half the population in real life. I'm just looking around Europe and just realizing it's not just my side of the block. Pretty much every fucking Western power has tapped their credit rating and is out of money. It's not just our countries, it's their countries too. Like, the whole world is just out of money, except for select places. It's great looking into Vietnam and seeing IS-2M heavies. They've been using the tank design that I sent them.
They also have some light infantry.
They have
but
a
I'm not
lot
sure
of light infantry.
That is nice.
USA just got military production level 6, so they are still researching military. And now I can see even more techs that I have that they don't. Oh god. Oh, I'm so ahead of them in warfare, and they're just ahead of me in everything else.
Time to be like real world China.
And there goes a war, which I will support. Cayman Islands and Georgetown. And here comes the lag, destroying it. Units are landing, and now they're trying to run away. Oh, the shit that's not in the town, the enemies not in the town are getting blown up real quick. Oh, some of your units made it to that part of the island. Now, if you could just airdrop them some supplies, that would be perfect for you. You have captured the Cayman Islands. So now you have a seaport.
That was actually delayed.
An airfield. No, it always takes like a day or so. It's just the game's moving slow, remember? But yeah, you have now this little port for which you can operate directly in the Caribbean now. the US is consuming so much oil. Like, they are single-handedly driving the oil market in this game. They import almost as much oil as I make. And I make a lot of oil. This is retarded. I have 12 planes down here somehow.
That, for the longest time, it was like, how did they get down here? But then you were like, oh yeah.
I realized. Woo! They overload on fuel.
That could be considered an exploit.
That's not an exploit, because what they're doing is they're not bringing ammo. This is a real-life thing that you do in real life. To get extended range for your missions, you overload on fuel, but bring less ammo. To make the furthest distances, you just don't bring any weaponry or ammunition at all. Only fuel. And that's what they're doing. By doing that, you can triple your fuel stocks. Hey, my tourism went up another whole 1%. Yay.
Wow, you're getting very popular with tourists.
Yeah, yours went up 1% too. And so did the US. That's some slow-ass tourism recovery.
Yeah, I know.
Everything has slowed the fuck down in this playthrough. Like,
except for costs.
Yeah. Like, most of playing the game right now is just trying to keep an economy going without going completely bankrupt. We're moving at like a day a minute right now. A full year of this game right now would take us like 6 hours. Well, theoretically, actually. It's January 16th. We started today's playthrough about 5 hours, 20 minutes ago. And the day we started was July 6th, I believe. Yeah, July 6th.
So 6 months every 5 hours, approximately.
Which is a lot slower than my estimate, so...
So it'd take us 10 hours.
It's probably more, yeah, it's probably more like 10 hours for a single year.
10, 11 hours.
It's going very, very slowly right now. Even to get to 1990 from right now would be like 30 hours. That's like 4 or 5 different days of playing this. And this is max speed, and there's nothing we can do to speed it up. You know, by the way, in the year 1980 in this game, we were going at about 45 seconds per day.
So it's progressively getting worse.
It took us 45 seconds to get to 4. To get to the 4 on the clock. Which isn't actually... Because the 6 is 12 p.m., so that isn't actually quite how it goes by every 2 hours. So 4/10 of a day now takes as long as 1 day used to take. I have a timer running right now to try to see what the new day length is. We've just crossed 1.5 minutes. So it's more than doubled.
Well, I said it progressively got worse.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it was 45 seconds around 1980. The last time I really tested it, it had gotten a little past 60 seconds, and this is when I was testing it out just in my own time. That day took 1 minute and approximately 45 seconds. It's getting worse fast. In a matter of 7 years in game, it got more than 2 times worse.
Yeah, it's funny. From last year, somebody put a complaint on Steam forums or discussion board about the game slowing down.
There's a lot of those, and all those discussions end the same way. Hi, I'm a dev or whatever. Can you send me your save file? I'll test it out. Here's my save file. Thanks, I'll test it out. Hey, I went through this day in 10 seconds. What numbers are you getting? I'm getting 60 seconds. Huh, well, that's weird. I got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the conversation. I've never seen this game slow down like this before, and I've played this game a lot. But this is 100% getting worse. I thought we were still moving at 60-second days, like a minute per day. I was wrong. It's gotten a lot worse since I last tested it. And I last tested it like, 3 years ago in game now? Maybe 2. I don't know. But either way, even if it's 3 years, let's give it that upper generous limit of an estimate. Let's say it was 3 years ago that it was moving at 60 seconds. It got 45 seconds worse in a matter of 3 years. It means we will have we will have 2.5 minutes days by 1990 if this keeps going at this rate.
I honestly don't know if we should keep going with this.
Like this, I didn't realize that it was this broken. Actually, I really thought we were still moving at like 60-second days. I did not realize just how bad it had gotten. At this rate, by the end of this year, 1987, once we hit January of 1988, it should be 2-minute days at this rate.
Because it sounds like every year it's adding at least 15 seconds to the time.
I mean, we started in 1949. It went decades without getting worse. By 1980, it had gotten worse. The days were from like 10 to 15 seconds. They had reached a point of 45 seconds. And we were noticing it. 3 years later, it had, let's say, 3 or 4 years later, it had gotten 15 to 20 seconds worse. 3 years later, it got 40 to 45 seconds worse. Somewhere along the line, maybe some kind of memory leak, but something happened to the time in our save game that has been having an exponential effect, it looks like. This isn't linear. This isn't a linear progression. This is like exponential.
The way you made it sound is it's doing some doubling thing of its speed issue where
maybe not exactly, but maybe close to that. If it keeps getting worse, we could be looking at by the actual 1991, we could be looking at way worse than what at this rate would be a 2-minute and 45-second day. We could be looking at a over 3-minute, maybe a 4-minute day at the way this is progressing.
You're saying it's a 2-minute delay roughly right now?
Right now it's 1 minute and 45 seconds roughly. Assuming it gets worse at the current rate of 15 seconds per year, roughly, and that scale does not get worse, like it doesn't go to 20 seconds or 30 seconds, stays at 15 seconds a year, then by the end of this year, going through a full year takes 12 hours. That's insane. I've played a fucking campaign where I took over the entire world as Germany. And you know how much it slowed down? Like, at worst, 30-second days. At worst. There were no freezes at all. Most of the time, I'm pretty sure it was running like 20-second days. I wasn't even playing it on the fastest speed most of the time. Do you think we should just call it here? Be happy with the fact that we've basically taken over most of the world? That at this point, no one could challenge us if they wanted to. Because, by the end of next year, who knows how much worse it will be. And we won't even find out for another 2 play sessions.
With the way this is progressively getting worse, we pretty much have this game won. It would just take too long to reach that conclusion point of us physically knocking the US, Canada, and whatever countries we would need to knock out. So instead of wasting any more time on this, because we went through 7 hours and we barely progressed time-wise.
I think we got exactly 6 months, almost, in 3 days. And that's it, guys. That's going to be the end of the series. I've let you see our train of thought as we were going on. I've cut a lot of the discussion of these bugs we were experiencing out of the previous episodes and just kind of left it to this explanation. You've seen the freezing in the videos yourself. If you look at the beginning videos of the series and compare them to now, you'll see the time is moving a lot slower. And we spent at least half a month on this series, playing this all day, like every day, just straight. I'd say more than that. We put a lot of time into this series. We got bored just sitting here for 10 hours at a time, spending pretty much the entirety of the free time in our days. We had 14-hour play sessions some days, and we just came out of it like, oh, well, what did we accomplish? Oh, well, we went through 6 months or a year or just some very insignificant amount of time, we invaded one island nation and that's it, and accomplished literally nothing. And if we look at what we accomplished in a week, it's basically just that on repeat because of the state of the game and because of the state of the bugs we experienced. So that is an unfortunate way to end a playthrough. Unfortunately, grand strategy games and other very in-depth strategy games such as this tend to be buggy, especially because, take into account, Supreme Ruler Ultimate is 5 different Supreme Ruler games just piled into one. Something broke with the save file. I don't know what, but this is the end of this series, guys. So thank you guys very much for watching. I have an active Geopolitical Simulator 4 playthrough going on right now. It is playing as China and trying to mimic real-life China. You guys should go check that out if you're interested. If you guys want to see any more strategy games, do note I will be making a lot more. The next grand strategy game I think I'll make a playthrough on is probably going to be To End All Wars from Aja. They're a very big grand strategy company. I'm also tempted to play a lot of the war games from the publisher Slytherin. There may be more Supreme Ruler videos in the future. I just need people to play them with. If you want to play this game with me and take part in a series, go into the description below. I have an Overtone community server linked, which you could join, talk to me in voice, and join in any games, including this, that you want to play with me in. Otherwise, thank you guys very much for watching. It's been a hell of a journey, and I'll see you guys in another series. Bye bye, guys.